been confirmed that United Progressive Party Representative Lee Seok-ki requested 30 classified documents and other materials from the Ministry of Defense. Korea's post office and delivery companies have their hands full ahead of the Chuseok holiday, now just 2 weeks away. And starting midnight September 12th, late-night buses will start running across Seoul through 5 a.m. each morning. Hello and welcome to News Today on KBS World. It's Wednesday, September 4th. I'm Luke Clary. It's been confirmed United Progressive Party Representative Lee Seok-ki requested 30 documents from the Ministry of Defense, including the joint ROK-U.S. readiness plans for sporadic North Korean provocations and other classified materials.
In March, South Korea and the United States established a set of joint readiness plans for North Korea's localized provocations after 2 years of discussions. It lays out how the two nations would launch a joint response in case of a North Korean provocation, such as the shelling of Yeonpyeong Island. The plan was designated as Level 2 classified information. In April, the South Korean military finalized the deal to purchase the Apache Guardian as its next-generation attack helicopter. The Ministry of Defense reported that Representative Lee Seok-ki had demanded such classified information and materials of major military projects. Lee reportedly asked for 30 pieces of materials regarding the changes in the future ROK-U.S. command structure, purchases of attack helicopters and unmanned reconnaissance aircrafts, as well as the military bases in Jeju and Pyeongtaek. After reviewing Lee's request, the Ministry of Defense handed over the materials, excluding any sensitive information.
나토와의 군사 협력 이런 부분들은 상당히 민감하고 우리 군의 여러 가지 동향이라든지 전체적인 그 군사 배치 이런 것들에 대한 관련된
그런 사항들은 포함이 안 돼 있고
그거는 들어가 있지
대부분
않습니까?
언론에 이미 다 나왔고 국방부에서 발표한 내용들을 위주로 한 겁니다.
The Defense Ministry added that other members of the United Progressive Party had also asked for 40 additional pieces of info. According to the ministry, the UPP was never allowed to view the classified files. In response, the UPP said the request was made to the Office of the Prime Minister through appropriate channels to prepare for the parliamentary hearings on government ministries.
The National Intelligence Service says it's zeroing in on its investigation into whether the so-called revolutionary organization is associated with North Korea. The NIS is looking for proof that will back up circumstantial evidence linking the two.
Back in 1999, the public security authorities found that the so-called People's Revolutionary Party was formed and supervised by North Korea. At the time, Representative Lee Seok-ki was sentenced to 5 months in prison. After his release, he formed another entity, which is now known as Revolutionary Organization. The National Intelligence Service strongly believes that, like its predecessor, the RO is also linked to North Korea. The NIS is zeroing in on the fact that certain members of the revolutionary organization, such as Kim Gul-lee, who are being investigated as suspects, visited North Korea. But the purpose of their visits and their activities in the North have yet to be clarified. The NIS also believes that the items that were found during raids last month have something to do with North Korea. They include a lecture plan on how to run an organization according to the North Korean revolution theory and a text on Korea's reunification written by People Workers' Party member Kim Yong-sun. The NIS is trying to find direct evidence that RO members contacted the North directly. The investigators are tracing RO members' email accounts because they presumably contacted the North using Google's Gmail to keep their activities confidential.
Former Korean President Chun Doo-hwan's second son has been summoned by prosecutors as a suspect in a slush fund investigation. He returned home early today after 18 hours of questioning.
Chun Jae-yong stepped out of the prosecutor's office building today at around 1:40 a.m. With a tired look, he bowed and apologized when asked by reporters if he admitted to the charges.
아버지 비자금으로 해외 부동산 사신 것 맞습니까?
이렇게 여러 가지로 심려를 끼쳐드리게 된 점에 대해서 거듭해서 사과 말씀드립니다. 정말 죄송합니다.
When asked if he was willing to pay back the fines voluntarily, he said he'll speak about the issue later and left the possibility open. Prosecutors were planning to call him in around Thursday, but Chun showed up early on his own. It's assumed that there was no way he could resist the summons, as investigators already discovered the shares that were purchased under borrowed names and blank bonds connected to the Chun family. The probe on Chun Jae-yong will be focused on 3 charges: allegedly conspiring with his uncle Lee Chang-seok, illegally receiving a plot of land in the Osan, Gyeonggi province, and evading corporate taxes. He's also believed to have purchased a luxury home in the U.S. through his wife, Park Sang-ah, after which he hid away slush funds. He's also suspected of money laundering the funds at his firm. With his older brother and first son, Chun Jae-guk, also expected to be called in for questioning, pressure on his household will likely intensify.
North Korea appears poised to join the world of winter sports, building a ski slope in Masikryeong near Mount Kumgang. This comes amid speculation over whether the two Koreas could co-host the 2018 Pyeongchang Winter Olympic Games.
The construction site of Masikryeong skiing ground is located about 100 kilometers northwest of Mount Kumgang. North Korea is deploying its military troops and technicians to complete the construction within this year. North Korea's International Olympic Committee member Jang Ung said in his recent interview with a U.S. media agency that when the skiing ground is built, it can be used to host international competitions and even Olympic Games. Back on September 1st, the North Korean Vice Minister of Physical Culture and Sports said in his interview with Japanese media that the North could provide Masikryeong skiing ground for the Pyeongchang Winter Olympics. The Stalinist state is apparently trying to lure foreign tourists and counter some of the Western countries' efforts to stop their exports of skiing equipment to the North. The North is also trying to speed up the resumption of Mount Kumgang tours by discussing the co-hosting of the Winter Olympics. Experts say the outcome depends solely on the inter-Korean relations because the co-hosting of the Olympic Games requires a lot of preparation.
Safety concerns over seafood imports are on the rise amid reports of radioactive leakage coming from Japan's Fukushima nuclear power plant. Fish are usually on the menu during the Chuseok Thanksgiving holiday throughout Korea. Here are some tips on how to tell apart domestic and imported fish ahead of the holiday.
Just one look at the labels of origin show there's barely any Japanese products at fish markets these days. But consumers are still concerned over radiation. False labeling was discovered the most with croakers, hairtails, mackerels, and red sea breams. It's said that Japanese red sea breams in particular can be disguised as domestic. If the pink fish's color is a bit strong and there are clear bluish-green spots near the sidelines on the fish's back, it's possible that it's a Japanese import. Yellow croakers caught at home can be mixed up with Chinese fish, but the Korean ones have red lips and diamond-shaped protrusions. Meanwhile, the Chinese fish sports a golden belly and the distance from the stomach to the back is fairly long. If thorns on the back fins are especially long, such croakers may have been imported from the African country of Guinea. Korean mackerels, which only travel in Korean waters, have thinner and less visible greenish wave patterns on their bodies. Authorities are launching a clampdown over fish vendors tinkering with the place of origin labels ahead of high Chuseok holiday demand.
Korea's post office and delivery companies have their hands full ahead of the Chuseok holiday, which is now just 2 weeks away. Here's more on how Chuseok gifts are delivered.
Trucks stand in line late in the evening in front of a logistics center. The parcels are automatically sorted out according to their destination and sent to the local post offices. With so many parcels that need to be processed, the center doesn't close even at night. Delivery companies are busier than ever with the Chuseok holiday just 2 weeks away. Their employees have to report to work an hour earlier than usual. They load heavy boxes onto hand carts and deliver them to customers' doorsteps. They say packing large parcels requires special techniques.
보통 포장을 하실 때 그 안에 내용물이 안 흔들리게 이렇게 딱 맞는 박스를 구하셔갖고 포장을 하시는 게 제일 좋고요. 만약에 박스가 좀 크면 안에다가 안 움직이게끔 뭘 놓으셔갖고 고정을 시켜드리는 게 좋습니다.
Department stores are also busy sending gift sets to their customers. This year, their Chuseok gift sales surged more than 20%. The best-selling gift items this year are relatively cheap ones, such as fruit, meat, and ham. The amount of parcels is expected to peak between September 9th and 11th. Those who have yet to send Chuseok gifts should do it by the end of this week if they want their gifts to arrive before the holiday period begins.
People returning home late after work or gatherings with coworkers have typically had to hail a cab. But starting midnight, September 12th, late-night buses will start running across the capital of Seoul through 5 a.m.
The last of the regularly scheduled city bus leaves at around 1 a.m., but a late-night one comes along. Here, it's known as the Night Owl bus. Passengers heading home past midnight pile into the bus at each station.
감사하죠. 왜냐면 그냥 이 시간에 택시 타고 그러면 시간 자체가 얼마나 좋아요.
Seoul City operated a trial using 2 night bus routes for nearly 4 months and found that some 220,000 people used them. That's 59% higher than an ordinary bus. Seoul City will add 7 more and run a total of 9 late-night routes starting September 12th at midnight. 8 of the 9 pass through key downtown areas of Jongno, Gwanghwamun, and Seoul Station. One route circles the city outskirts, allowing people to transfer to other lines. The basic fare for the night buses is 1,851, or about $1.70. They travel less frequently, with one every 40 minutes. If such late-night buses are further utilized, Seoul City expects that the subway can close earlier, since demand is low for late metro hours. Furthermore, citizens can be less concerned about grabbing a cab.
The feature performance of the Istanbul Gyeongju World Culture Expo 2013, Flying, has earned acclaim even in Turkey. Flying has been touted as the next in line to succeed the popular Korean nonverbal musicals Nanta and Jump.
Skillful somersaults, breathtaking cheerleading stunts performed in the mid-air, and even a flying circus. This performance took Turkish spectators by storm. They were particularly impressed when the cast invited the audience on stage. The audience gives a standing ovation to the performers for their mesmerizing movements and stage techniques.
Geçmişten gelen vardı ya, hani kız önce kiloluydu sonra zayıfladı, onunla gösteri yaptılar. O gösterinin çok hoşuma gitti, uçtular falan.
This contemporary musical set in the ancient Shilla dynasty has drawn the attention of Turkish media and experts.
Kore'nin eski krallığından bu tarafa insanlığın bütün yaşamını.
The musical debuted in 2011 and was exported to Singapore last year. Now it's also a huge hit in Istanbul.
If you've ever tried Korean food, you'll know that hot peppers are an indispensable part of many Korean dishes. But peppers add more than a spicy kick to your favorite foods. They also boost your immunity to certain diseases thanks to a compound called capsaicin. Here are some tips on picking top-quality peppers. Pyeongchang in North Gyeongsang Province is Korea's top producer of hot peppers. By the shade of their parasols, women pick peppers in a field. Ripe red peppers shine under the sizzling sun.
달콤하고, 또 많고 맛있다.
크고, 이쁘고, 나처럼 살이 져갖고 뚱뚱하고, 영양분도 많고.
Peppers are harvested 4 times a year. This is the second crop of the year, which is said to be the most delicious. This year's yield is high. Workers are busy plucking peppers off the vine.
저희 마을은 산 좋고 물 좋은 청정 지역이면서 해발이 높은 고능지 지역입니다. 밤낮 일교 차이가 심해서 고추 까피가 두꺼우면서 달고 매운맛이 있는 것이 특징입니다.
After the harvest, farmers separate the bad peppers from the good.
걸리는 거 벌리내고 잎사귀 있는 거 제거하고 꼭지 덜 떨어진 거 있잖아. 이거 띄고 그리 좋은 놈만 이렇게 담아줘야 돼.
Consumers in the city want good quality peppers at a good price. At a recent event, people got their chance to buy their peppers directly from farmers. The Seoul Plaza Pepper Festival. People flocked to this event to buy peppers ahead of the Chuseok Thanksgiving holiday and the annual kimchi making season known as Kumgang.
며느리도 주고 딸도 주고 다 그냥 논아 먹으려고.
요거 가지고요. 김장때 쓰고요. 고추장도 하고요.
But choosing the right pepper isn't always easy. Dried peppers are divided into two types, sun-dried and machine-dried. Sun-dried peppers are more preferred. Peppers that are dried out under the sun are glossy and their seeds rattle inside. But the quality of machine-dried peppers has improved with the development of a technology to dry them up quickly at low temperatures.
깨끗한 물로 깨끗이 씻어가지고 과학적인 방법에 건조되어가지고 고추 본래의 색상과 영양 성분이 그대로 보존되어 있습니다. 소비자들께서는 이 위생적인 제품을 안심하고 먹을 수 있습니다.
Here are some cooking tips for preserving the nutrients found in peppers. When you use raw peppers, it's better to put them on the heat shortly before you turn it off.
고추는 생으로 먹었을 때가 가장 영양 성분이 높은데 이렇게 불에다 가열될 때는 나중에 넣어주는 것이 비타민C 영양 성분을 덜 파괴시키는.
Peppers are a good match with soybean paste. Peppers make up for what soybean paste lacks in vitamins. Meanwhile, soybean paste is rich in protein, in short supply in peppers. Peppers also go well with fish or meat. Their nutrients are better preserved in oil. And making hot pepper oil at home is a snap. Put the oil to a boil, turn off the fire, and add your pepper powder and chopped garlic.
오래 보관이 돼도 상태가 되지 않기 때문에 한번 만들어 놓으면은 오래 보관해서 먹을 수가 있어요.
The addition of beef makes hot pepper paste even better. First, stir the beef. Chop spring onions and garlic, sugar and sesame oil together in a pot. Next, add water and hot pepper paste and boil them for a short while. Hot peppers are a favorite among Koreans, and you too can enjoy this vegetable's spicy kick, pungent taste, and healthy nutrients. Now we'll take a look at the markets, followed by the world weather. And that's it for this edition of News Today. We'll see you tomorrow at the same time. Have a great day.